I'd like to welcome everybody on Zoom and here in person. We wanted to have it here in the Driftless because we thought it would be a good way to extend the outreach to more organizations. Oh, this is the Wisconsin Network for Peace and Justice Springs here. And I would say, this has been going on for about 30 years now. And I got kind of brought into the fold about a little over 10 years when they had their meeting in Boston, thanks to Judy Miner and her invitation to me. And then I saw what an important organization it was to have the affiliation so we could learn about each other, learn what we're doing, and to have it be statewide, such a powerful thing. So I'm really happy to be on the board. My name is Dena Eakles, in case there's somebody that might not know that. And I'm very happy to have it here in my neck of the woods, so to speak, literally in the Driftless. So it's a very fascinating story here. And in fact, the Kickapoo Reserve that we're sitting in has its own fascinating story. The Kickapoo were one of the original tribes of this area. I believe in around 1849 were expelled. And they went off and became tribes in Texas and Mexico. There's 4 separate tribes now that still exist, but they're no longer here. The Ho-Chunk people came into the area, and they are this Kickapoo Valley Reserve, which I'll get to how that happened, is co-owned by the Ho-Chunk Nation and the state of Wisconsin. And it's run, it has a management board, it has also local people. So if you noticed in the building coming in, you might have noticed there are names on the bricks. Those are the names of 149 families, a lot of them women-owned farms that were bought out because they were going to do a dam project here. You go up to the Wildcat Mountain Observatory and look down on the winding river, because Kickapoo literally means a river that flows from here to there, or flowing from here to there, not necessarily a river. And you can see how it winds down upon itself. It's, by the way, one of the oldest rivers, because the glacier that leveled the rest of the Midwest separated here, and that's why we have the hills. They didn't know it at the time, but they also allowed me to come and live here because I'm originally from Pennsylvania and I miss the hills, living in Chicago. So when I saw these hills, I was like, hey, that's home. So we all share that in common. But what else can I tell you about that? So these 149 farms, some of them were not even given fair price for their money, their place. They were told that it was, the buildings should be foreclosed, they should be, they weren't functioning farms. So, and a lot of the people still live around here and they still have hardship about it. But what happened was, environmentalists at that time were very strong. They're trying to make a comeback, but they were very strong. And they realized that there were flora and fauna in this area that shouldn't be destroyed. So they fought. And it kept the dam project from happening. And there are people here, Rob and John and Forrest, who will, I'm sure, when they get to check.
What year was that?
I think it was like 1973. 1973, it got stopped.
Nice.
So
One of
people,
the first environmental impact statements like ever.
Yeah.
done.
Wow.
And obviously, the environmental impact would have been eliminating
Oh,
the entire ecosystem under the lake.
amazing.
so it's really, it has a really unique history of all of that, and many people have been displaced, and it shows us that some things have been allowed to go on for far too long. But that's why we get to be here and see if we can help set it right. So I think that that's a good opening for this organization and also for being here in the Driftless. And I had to make notes because then we have to forget about a lot of things. So because of the unique nature of the Driftless, both geographically and otherwise, and the increasing gentrification of the area, you know, since COVID, a lot of people wanted to get away from the city, so they came here, right? And they had this green stuff coming out of their pockets. It was called money. So they were like, well, you gotta need a piece of me of that, piece of heaven. So people were buying 5 acres here, 5 acres there. So the land's getting separated. And because of that, laws are coming in to make us have to comply with things that maybe never had to be before. So it's a very interesting moment, I think, for the history of this place, and I don't think people fully understand what this gentrification is going to do, but it's happening. I get to be experiencing it firsthand. Anyway, I thought it'd be a really good idea to showcase the battle that we're engaged in regarding our energy statuses and the cooperatives. Historically, when electricity came into being in this country, it was utility run, and for-profit people were really excited to be able to sell you a little bit of energy here and there, right? And be able to govern how much you're going to pay for it. Nobody wanted to bring electricity out to the rural lands. So FDR created a program that enabled rural people to come together and create cooperatives. We were the first socialists, really. And they came together and they actually put up the telephone poles. They actually did a lot of the work with farmers so that electricity could happen here. And that cooperative has continued on, but it's changed dramatically as most co-ops have. And it's become more driven by the administrations. And so it's something that we face here. The other thing that we face is there are 24 cooperatives in the state of Wisconsin. They're rural, essentially. Not like most of you guys get your years from the utility, your energy. But somebody has to supply those cooperatives. They're basically transmission cooperatives. They put up the lines and keep the lines running. But somebody is producing the energy, whether it be from natural gas, coal, or nuclear, some solar. And that is being done, but this for this area, dairy and power. Dairy and power. So this is an interesting moment in time. It's another moment of decision. How will we go? What will we allow? What will we allow our? Where will we be getting our energy from? Do we discontinue coal? Do we create nuclear? What is it? You know, how do we want to go? But if people have forgotten that they are member owners, and you're in a co-op, you're not just a paying customer. You're a member owner of that cooperative. But it seems like people are forgetting that they have the ability, nor do they care. They're just happy they're getting electricity. So it's something we're up against. All right, so enough of that. See, I even went off my notes. But anyway, grassroots efforts to reach local people who are member owners has been severely thwarted by the administration of Vernon Electric Cooperative. If not for a handful of people who are relentless in educating local people, we would lose the co-op completely. And I will include in that definitely Rob and John and Samantha in that effort.